Hello lovely loomers. Today I'm really excited to show you the Libbylou bracelet. This is another design by Christy, which you guys know as Christy and Matt Edwards, but she did change her Instagram name, so I'm going to put her new one right here. It is 7284 Christy. So this design was named after Olivia, her daughter, and it's just a little nickname, the Libbylou. So hi Olivia, but this design is a 7-bar wide design. I'm not going to do a full length version today. That breakdown will be in the box below, but I'm going to be showing you guys this version with an extension. So you'll need 148 bands plus about 10 extension bands. You'll need 54 of the Persian Blue, 36 of the white, 24 of the center gold, 22 of the Pastel Blue, and 12 of the pink. You also need one C-clip ender hook, and I'm going to show you guys the loom setup. To get started, you will need to have 7 bars wide. If you're doing the full length version, you'll need to connect a whole nother 7 right in front of it. You do need to make sure that you have your loom set up like mine, so it's all going downwards in a big V basically. If you don't know how to do a 7-bar wide setup, I do have a very similar one in the spiked ribs bracelet. In the introduction of that, I show you how to connect 7 together, so I'll link that below if you need to check it out. They're not the exact same setup as far as this V, so just make sure that you are paying attention to that part. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is choose the border, and that is the Persian Blue bands here. I'm going to use that same color right now. These are from rainbowloom.com under the Persian tab, if anyone's wondering. And we're going to start by grabbing one and laying it in the middle for closing. And then we're going to go diagonally to the left. And we're going to do that 3 times. And then we'll do the same going to the right 3 times. Like so. So I'm going to stick to one side for right now, and we're going to go diagonally inwards because we're going to basically be making like big diamonds. So from this corner pin, we're going to go diagonally into the left 2 times. Like that. And now we'll go outwards 2 times. So from the pin that you ended on, you're now going to go, whoops. We're now going to go to the right. Like so. And then from where we end it, we'll go back inwards. And we're going to keep going in 2 times and then outwards 2 times. And we're just zigzagging all the way down. Now, if you are using 2 loom setups, if you're counting on the outer bar row, your last zigzag will end on the 23rd pin. So it will end going outwards, and it will end on the 23rd pin if you're counting 1, 2, 3, and so forth. If you're using just one loom setup like I am, you're going to go down to the 11th pin. And of course, I'll show you what it looks like when I get down there. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of where to stop. So this is where I was talking about. That's the 11th pin. I have 2 empty ones on the end down there. And then we're going to go inwards one last time. And then from there, we're going to bring it into the middle. Like that. So make sure you're coming backwards. And I closed it like that so that we could get that last diamond. Because I normally close it like a full V. But then we would have only been able to get 5 sections, and 6 makes it a little bigger. So that's what your loom looks like. We're going to come back to the beginning, and we're going to do that exact same thing on the left side. So I'm going to get you started from that corner pin. Remember, we're going to go diagonally inwards 2 times. And then we're going to go outwards 2 times. So we're going to do the left side just like we did the right side, and I'll meet you guys back here when mine are done. So once you do reach the end, this is what your loom will look like. Both sides should be matching. I did push mine down. We're going to come back to the beginning and lay some bands in the center. Something important I want to tell you guys is this bracelet, the signature side of it is actually the part that's face down. So when you take it off of the loom, you will have to flip it over. I just want to tell you that in case somebody wants to like bling it or something. But the bands that we're going to lay right now are going to end up being the gold that sits on top. Because we do lay another center layer, but this is the one on top specifically that we're laying right now. So we are literally just going to lay a straight single chain going up the center. Like this. I'm like out of breath. I just ran all the way downstairs from upstairs, and I should have took a minute before I hit play again. So I'm like trying to control my breathing. But we're just going to do this until we reach the end of the loom. So whether you're making one loom set or two loom sets, once you have the base done, you just follow all of the same instructions for anything else that I do. Everything else will be the same. You can go ahead and push them down, or you can wait until after the next layer is laid. So we are now going to lay the white bands. There's 3 of them in each one of these little crevices on the side here. So if you want to do something like this, you can grab 2 colors. See, I used yellow, yellow, blue in the middle. I used all one color on this one, which is what I'm doing today. So if you're looking at the center bar pin, you're going to come over 1 and then up 1. So basically, it's the very center of the little side diamond. So the center of that half of the diamond, and we're going to go diagonally downwards. And we're going to go to the other 2 surrounding pins. So this one, and then we're going to connect one to this pin, and then one to that pin. And it's going to look like an arrow. So that's my second one. And third. If you wanted the yellow and blue option, this middle band right here, that's the one that you would make a different color. So from this pin, we're going to come up to the next. We don't lay anything there. Come up to the one after that, and that's where we start our next one. So basically, wherever that little V is, that's where we're laying our arrows or starting to lay them. So we lay the first, second, and third. So we're just going to fill all of them in the same way. And then we will need to do the same on the left side. You do also lay it on the last one down here. So there should be 6 total. And now we're going to go ahead and do that same exact process on the right side. You're just doing the arrow in the opposite direction. So from that center pin there, we will go to the left. And then to that outer left pin. And that one. Like that. So let's go ahead and get this side done, and then I will show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so as you can see, both sides are complete. Hit the pause button if you are not caught up. I'm going to go through and push all of my white bands and my center golds down, and then I'm going to show you the next bands. So we're now going to lay the bands that are pastel blue, and there are 2 different sets of them. So if you wanted to have 2 different colors there, you could do that. The first set that we lay are the ones that end up laying like the purpley color. And then the second set that I lay will end up laying like the green ones. So I like to just do all one color here, but we are going to start on the second row up. So if you are looking at the second pins in, this is the first row, this is the second. We're going to start here, and we're going to lay an upside down V. So I lay the left first, and then I lay the right. And now we're going to lay a regular V from that same center pin. So again, if you want 2 colors, change it right now. I'm going to use 1 color for this part, and we're going to make a regular V. So in other words, we're laying an X, but the reason I don't explain it like that initially is in case you do want to use 2 different colors. So we have that laid there. We're going to come up to the very next pin and start our next one. So we lay our upside down V, and then our regular V. Come up to the next open pin and repeat. Sorry that it keeps blurring out. When I pick my loom up, my hand gets too close to the camera. So when you get down to the end of your loom, we do not have a full X there as these ones were. You will only have the upside down V, and that's how it should end. So we are going to come back to the beginning, and we have another color we're going to lay, and that's going to be the pink ones. This is going to be laid like an upside down V as well, but we're going to be laying them on different pins, basically. So we're going to start on the very first row this time with this color and lay an upside down V like that. So we're going to skip the next row and come up to the next one. You should be at the top of that X, and that's where your next one will go. See that open space right here? That's where we're laying it. Like that. We're going to skip the next row and come up to the next one and lay our upside down V. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but like I said, we are laying these on the top of each one of those X's. Whoops. Hitting my camera. We're getting a snowstorm, and it just started snowing here. So I'm really wondering how much we're going to get because they keep changing how much it's supposed to be. This is how it looks at the end of the loom. So we're going to actually push them down some and come back to the beginning. And we're going to lay one more layer, which is another layer of the gold. And this time it sits more inside. I want to show you on this one, it's the gray on this one. So you kind of see it poking through a little bit. But I prefer to keep it the same color because I don't want that part sticking out, or standing out rather. So I'm going to use gold again. We're going to lay it the exact same way that we did the first time. Just a single chain right up the center, starting at the first pin in the middle and just going straight up until we reach the end of our loom. Like so. So now we are going to turn our loom around because we are done laying all of the main bands, and we're just going to grab one more of our border color, so my Persian blue, and I'm going to place a cap band on the very center pin. Just wrap that around 2 times, like so, and we are ready to start the looping. So the first thing we're going to do is loop up that gold top single chain that we just laid. So it's really simple. We're just going to loop that straight up. It might be helpful to you if you push the other bands down some, like the blue and the pink, but don't push down the gold because it can help you only grab that band and not the others. So I'm going to go into this cap band. You're grabbing the very top gold and looping it forward. And then you're just going to keep grabbing the top band and go straight up the loom until you reach the top. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but this part is really simple. Just don't reach too far down into the pin because then you're going to go grabbing other bands that you should not be grabbing. Alrighty, so now that that's done, come back to the beginning. And we are going to start looping out the blue and pink bands. So we're going to start right here in the center. The top one, which is this one right here, we're going to be crossing it over to the right down here. So this top band on that pin is getting stretched behind it and over to here. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to push in, grab the top band that's in that pin. I'm going to take it off of the pin and keep it behind it. I stretch it over to the right, and then I place it back on to this pin there. So see how it's going behind the loom? Now, I don't like to turn my wrist when I reattach it, which would give it a twist. My band is completely open and straight. See how it's not crossed at all? That is a personal preference. That is not required for this design. I like to do that because I think it looks neater. Do whatever is easiest for you. So we're going to go back into that first pin and grab the next top band, which is the second blue. And we're going to cross this one to this left pin over here. And I actually did cross that one by accident because I have to turn the loom like this to reattach the left side. But as you can see, this band here is going all the way behind the pin, and this one here is going that way. So we're going to come up to this pink row now. We're going to loop that the exact same way that we just did the blue. So we'll reach right in here, and the first one we will take it off of the pin and just make sure you're staying behind the pin, and then attach it to this one up here, and then grab the second one, take it behind the pin and attach it to the left, like so. We're going to come up to the next row, and now this is where things get a little bit different. So for this row, see how these ones are facing a different direction? So this top one is going to go up here, and then the second one up here. So just go into that pin and grab the first one that's in there. You're going to go behind the pin and then attach it up here. So it's the same concept, except it's going up instead of down. And we're going to do the same thing to the second one. Take it off of the pin, make sure you bring it behind it. You don't want to be going in front of the pin like that. You have to be behind the pin and cross it and connect. We're going to go down into that same pin, and this is the direction of the bands that we've been doing down here. So these ones get brought downwards. But again, make sure you stay behind the pin in order to reconnect it. Hopefully this isn't too challenging for you guys. I feel like it's a little tricky once I get to filming it for some reason. Okay, so we're on our pink. We're going to keep this band behind the pin, and we're going to bring it down. Do the same to the second one, but we're going to bring this one to the left. I'm now at the blue, so I'm at the X. Whenever we have all four of the same color, if you use the same color that is, we bring the first two up. So this one's going to go up to the right. I'm not going to worry about if I twist the band. And this one is going to go to the left. Like I said, it's not a requirement. It's just a personal preference. It's just going to be easier to show you guys the normal way to do the looping. And then the second layer, we bring down. And we're just going to keep repeating that. So I'm going to now grab my pink and bring that down here. And then the second one to the left. We need to do our blues. So the first one will go up to the right, and the second one will go up to the left. And then when we go back into that pin, the first one goes down to the right and down to the left. I'm on my pink again, and these go down first set of blue, we loop up. Second set of blue, we loop down. The pink gets looped down. The first set of blue gets looped up. And the second set gets looped down. I have one more pink to do, and that gets looped down. Like so. I'm going to fix my zoom. Alright, so this is what my loom looks like. Hopefully that was not too tricky for you guys. So now we are going to be looping the arrows. So for me, it's all of my white bands. And this part is easy because they all get looped back to themselves. So we're going to start on the right side right over here. We're going to push back the top 3 layers. Actually, there's two layers, sorry. On this one, there's only 2. So move the top 2 bands, grab your third, which is my white, and bring it back to itself. The next one will go back to itself, which will be out here. And then the third one goes up. Just like that. Come up to the next one. I'm just going to do the whole right side. This time we have 3 bands to move. Grab my white, bring it down, and you just keep going back in this pin to grab the white bands and loop them back to themselves. I knew that was going to happen. I just have to fix that really quick. Okay. So we're just going to keep doing that on all of them. Sometimes the first one can be a little bit fiddly to grab, but not too bad. So what I was trying to say earlier is we have a snowstorm coming. I feel like a lot of the East Coast has a snowstorm tonight, but it started being like 1 to 3 inches and then 2 to 4. And then yesterday it said like 8 or 9. And then it was back down to 4. And I'm pretty sure the last one that I read said like 7 or 8. So I don't know what we're getting. My son, of course, is hoping we wake up and it's covered with snow so that there's no school. But I'm kind of hoping we don't get that much. I don't really feel like shoveling us out. My husband works on the road, so it'll be all on me. Alrighty, so I just finished the right side. And now you need to do that exact same thing on the left. I'll get you started on the first one. You're literally going to do the same exact thing. We're going to come right here where that arrow is. And you're just going to bring them all back to themselves, grabbing just one at a time. So the first one goes down. The second one goes out here. And then the last one up. Kind of up, diagonal up. So go ahead and get this left side looped out. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I have all of mine done. Hit the pause button until you are caught up. And then I'm going to come to the beginning and we're going to loop the center bands again. So we have a bottom gold layer in there. See that bottom gold layer? We're going to loop it the exact same way we did the first gold layer. So we're just going to go into this cap band right here. It's the first band that's in there once you reach in. And you're just going to loop it straight. Then you'll go into that pin, grab the only band that's in there, which is the gold, and loop it up. And we're just going to do that going all the way up the loom. This part's very easy. Like so. And now the last thing that we're going to do is loop the border. So I like to do one side of the border at a time. So I'm going to do the left side so that you can kind of see a little better. We're going to go into the center cap band down here. We do have to loop the first band down to the right. And while we're over here, we'll just get this bottom started. You're going to just grab the bottom band again and go to the right. And grab the bottom band one more time and go to the right. We're going to do the same on the left side. So come back to the cap band, grab the bottom band and bring it to the left. Grab the bottom band on that pin and bring that to the left. And do that again. And you're basically, not basically, you are. We're just going to follow the bands and loop them in the order they're laid in a zigzag. So this is where I left off. I'm just going to keep grabbing the very bottom band and looping it in the order that we laid them. So to the right 2 times like that. And then I'll go in and grab the bottom and then go outwards 2 times. And you can see by looking underneath like what direction they're going, and you're just going to keep following that, looping it as you go. One thing that I will say with this bracelet is, and I might kind of say this a lot about like using your hook, but I really think it's important to use your hook on this bracelet. If you just yank it off of the loom, it does get a lot more distorted, and you have to do a lot of fixing. If you want it to lay and look nicer, I would take an extra 2 or 3 minutes and just release every row by row with your hook. That's my recommendation if you want it to keep it looking as nice as possible and you don't got to go fixing a ton of things. When you get to the very top corner, we're just going to loop this last row all the way up to the center. You're just grabbing the very bottom band on each one of them. I think I have a hair stuck in there. I swear my hair gets everywhere. Alrighty, like that. So this is what it looks like. And now you do need to do the right side. So we already started at the very bottom row. So you're going to start on this corner right here and do the same thing. Just keep grabbing the bottom band, following your border, looping it in and out all the way up the loom. Remember, when you get to that top corner, you're just going to loop it straight up to the center. Like so. At this point, we're going to grab that loose band here, reach inside the center and bring both ends of that loose band together. And you're either going to connect a C-clip or place it on your hook if you're doing an extension. If you are doing an extension and you don't know how to do one, I am going to place a little iCard right here. You can go ahead and click on that video and it shows you exactly how to make an extension, because I am not going to be showing one in this video. But I am going to attach my C-clip and I'm going to remove it from the loom with my hook. So when I take it off of the loom, I do like to give it a good stretch up and down. And I do also like to pull it this way as well, just to help spread the design out a little more. But if you used your hook like I did, there really isn't anything you have to do. It comes out very nicely. The only thing I do personally is pull on these 2 starting bands down here a little bit, because they stick out a little on one side too much. That's it. So then, of course, you would attach your C-clip with your extension band and you'll be good to go. But that is it. That is how you create the Libbylou bracelet. Created by Christy on Instagram. I will have her Instagram handle right here. Remember, it's 7284 Christy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I think this is an awesome design. I really enjoyed it. If you do like it, please hit the thumbs up button down below. And don't forget to tag both of us on Instagram if you make one. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you really soon at my next video. Thanks. Bye.